to toe. The world's gone straight to, whoa. Got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud. Living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess. His ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof. Solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folks. Hates the government side pokes. Plants the seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his grace, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, wears the crown. The seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his grace, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, wears the crown. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous, here to tell. The world's gone straight to, whoa. Got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud. Living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess. His ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof. Solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folks. Hates the government side pokes. Plants the seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his grace, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, wears the crown. The seeds, the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his grace, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear. He's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, wears the crown. LifeLiberty. clear, he's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess, his ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof, solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folk, hates the government side folks. Pokes, plants the seeds the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his praise, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear, he's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. Got his kingdom, where's the crown? The garden grows, hates the talk of those he opposes. God his praise, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear, he's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, where's the crown? LifeLiberty, he's so clear, he's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, where's the crown? Where's the crown? LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. LifeLiberty with a musty beard, preaching loud for all to hear. Self-sustained, don't live in fear. He ain't buying what they steer. Self-righteous here to tell the world's gone straight to, well, got no love for ATS, says liberals, they're a mess. LifeLiberty, he's so proud, living off the grid, not with the crowd. Shaking fists at big city's mess, his ways the only, nothing less. Solar panels on the roof, solar panels on the roof. No one tells him what's the truth. Buys his goods from local folk, hates the government side folks. Pokes, plants the seeds the garden grows. Hates the talk of those he opposes. God his praise, his peace of mind. Voices loud, the blind lead the blind. LifeLiberty, he's so clear, he's the echo we all hear. Takes a stand, won't bow down. God his kingdom, where's the crown?
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Welcome to the LifeLiberty Show. Today, we are going to cover, really, I don't fucking know. There really hasn't been any real big news that I care about that pertains to anything going on with us. Let's see. Hezbollah leader was killed yesterday, I think. Hamas says that they're going to pick up on their freaking attacks or whatever. Can I turn my mic up a little bit? You bet. Is that better? All right. So, anyway, Let's see. We've got. Oh, yeah. Here's one. Here was a really good one that I seen a couple days ago. That the U.S. is telling Iran that if they continue to threaten and or kill Trump, that's an act of war. So apparently Iran has a hit out for Trump because they fucking know that he's going to win. Kamala's losing traction, right? She's losing traction. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Does it really matter? All of this stuff doesn't really matter. Because the whole system's corrupt. And I'll tell you, I'll explain it to you, okay? Everybody says, oh, we should be this, we should be that, this is the way that the country should be ran. You're abso-fucking-lutely right. That's how it should be ran, but it's not. So, let's go ahead and brush that off, because the country is not ran the way it should be. It just isn't. And here's why. So when I ran for office, I ran for state representative of the state that I live in. And when I was trying to get endorsements, one of, a couple of them actually, asked, what is the number one thing you worry about and that you need to learn? I said, well, I need to learn how to write bills. I need to learn how to read and write bills. That is my biggest concern, because I absolutely want to write them correctly. And obviously, if I can write them, I can read them. So I was like, that's what I want to do, right? That's what's important. And she looked me dead in the eyes and said, you don't need to know how to write bills. Why the fuck not? That's my job. She said, no. You just say what you want the bills to say, and you send them down to the belly to all the attorneys, and they'll write it up with all the legalese. Said, what? So what the fuck is my job? She said, oh, you go around to all the other senators and representatives, and you shake their hands, and you convince them to be in your to sign your bill and vote yay. Said, so basically from the get-go, I've got to give away a piece of my beliefs so that I can get people to join and sign my bill, because they're going to want me to do other things. And I said, yep, that's exactly it. And this is at a state level, guys. And there are still lobbyists at a state level, because they want to control us from the state level, because they know that the states is where the rules are. There are federal laws that states have to follow. Doesn't mean they do it, but they have to follow it. So you're corrupt from the get-go, and they say your freshman year is the hardest one, because you have morals going in, and then your next year you're kind of in the swing of things. You learn how it's done. Yeah, so you're getting more and more corrupt. And then if we have a good senator or representative in the federal level, and you do a good job for your side, then you will get a job offer working for lobbyists, and a 6-figure plus job offer working for lobbyists, going around to all of the senators that you were just one of, so you know which ones that you can pay, so that you can get them to write a bill the way you want it. State level, guys. And then let's take that to the federal level. If you don't know how the system works, they write a law and it becomes law. Oh, but the Supreme Court. Yes. So what has to happen is somebody has to take the law that just passed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court doesn't pick and choose what they are going to fucking look at. They get thousands of things that come to their desk. There's 365 days in a year. It normally takes them 2 to 3 weeks to decide on something. So they only look at about 20 things a year. So if a law goes to their desk and it's not important enough to look at, it remains being law until they decide to even look at it. So this is something that Kamala Camel Toe Harris is talking about. She's going to write an executive order outlawing all firearms. If she becomes president and she writes an executive order outlawing all fucking firearms, every law-abiding citizen that owns a firearm will become a felon. I'm telling you right now, if you outlaw firearms, I'm going to become a fucking outlaw. But they say, oh, it's unconstitutional. That may be. But the Supreme Court has to look at that law and determine that it's unconstitutional. So it will be law until the Supreme Court rules on it. And they're all writing laws to benefit themselves. We say, oh, well, there should be term limits. Perfect, I agree with that. But who has to write that into law? The fucking legislators. Do you really think the legislators are going to write into law that they have term limits because they're going to be taking the cash cow away from them? Not only are they making that $125,000 a year or $115,000, but now the 27th Amendment says that they can give themselves raises. They can vote to give themselves raises. So now we are fucking with their cash cow. They're not going to write a law against themselves. They just aren't going to legislate against themselves. It's not going to happen. They continuously write laws to benefit the drug companies. They continuously write laws to benefit the EPA. They continuously write these laws that are deemed by the lobbyist, which are controlled by Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street are in financial control of 98% of the companies on the market. Us eating the foods that we eat from the grocery store have preservatives in them that make us fucking sick. And they make us sick so that we can go to the doctor. And then the doctor is going to give us prescriptions, which the schools are run by leftists that are controlled by the fucking legislation that says medications are good. And the FDA, right? Now the lobbyists are paying the FDA so that medications could get approved. And those medications are causing more problems so that you need more medications. And all that does is benefit Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. Which Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street are all financially controlled by Vanguard. BlackRock has financial control of the stock interest. They are majority stockholder of State Street. Vanguard is majority stakeholder in BlackRock. So Vanguard is in control of BlackRock, and BlackRock is in control of State Street, which in turn means Vanguard. And Vanguard is in control of $34 trillion globally. Global revenue or global markets only like 45 trillion. So they are in control of 3/4 of the money globally. We are not controlled by the Rockefellers. We are not controlled by the government. The government makes the laws, right, by the system. But Vanguard is lobbying every one of those fucking senators and representatives to make and pass the laws that benefit them. And the best way to do that is to make it financially beneficial for them in the long run. There is no way to change the system within the system. I know that there's a lot of people that have fucking hope. You can hope all day long. But as soon as you stand on all 10 toes and you realize that we are completely fucked, you will say, you know what? What can I do? A revolution will never happen. Logistically, it will never happen. You know why it'll never happen? Because I just said revolution and the fucking NSA heard me say it and they are paying attention to this. All of your cell phones, all of your social media, everything. They will know that you're planning it before you're planning it. So, once you fucking figure that out, you're going to lean back and say, all right, what do I need to do? What you need to do is you need to buy a piece of land, move out of the fucking metropolitan areas, buy a piece of land. Doesn't have to be huge. 5 acres. You can sustain a family of 4 on 5 acres. Buy a piece of land, start growing your own food, and create a fucking community of people doing the exact same thing. Because when shit hits the fucking fan, you are not going to have to worry about supply chains. Because the best way to make a resistance fucking give up is you cut off the supply chain of food. Fucking starve them. Well, if you're dependent on the fucking grocery store, your family's going to starve and die. So stop being dependent on the fucking supply chain. Take care of your goddamn self. And I'm not saying have a revolution. Because a revolution is impossible. Think of the numbers. They always say it takes 3% of the population to overthrow the government. Quick, easy math. It'll get down a little bit, a couple thousand here or there, give or take. There's 335 million people in America. 10% of that, roughly 10.5 million people. In Iraq and Afghanistan, at any one point, there were, I think it was 600,000 people. The logistics for the government were so fucking hard that we didn't have a lot of shit. Think about, where is 10.5 million people going to take a shit? Where are 10.5 million people going to sleep? On private property? You have to have a place for all these people to sleep. Where are 10.5 million people going to eat? Even if you do it in waves of 500,000. All right, what does that say? The 4 biggest meat packers are in a lawsuit right now. They couldn't drive them bankrupt. I will absolutely look into that. But look, and that's another good case. Think about this for a second. There's always the fucking swine flu. There's always some fucking recall on beef. There's always some fucking recall on green beans or corn or all these other things. If you grew your own and butchered your own fucking chickens and butchered your own beef, butchered your own fucking sheep and goats, you know the food that is going into those bellies. You know what you're putting in the ground for those fucking crops. You don't have to worry about a shortage. And when you can take care of your own fucking shit, you are no longer worried about that. And then let's just say there isn't an economic collapse. Let's say there isn't a societal collapse. Let's say there is not fucking World War III in our time. Let's say that the government, there is no revolution. You will have less stress in your life. You won't wake up in the morning and say, I have to have this job so that I can pay my bills. I have to have this job so I can put food on the table. You'll be able to get up and go work if you want to. Who wants to wake up every day with the stress of having to go to work because, you know, everybody says, there's, what is it, seven kin family, I think is what it is on TikTok. He made a good point. I seen a video of his today. He made a good point. He said, everybody says, how can I afford the lifestyle? No, it's not. That's the wrong question. He says this, and I absolutely agree with him. It's not how can I afford. It's what can I cut back on to make me afford this on less money. Everybody has this idea that you have to have this and the big screen TV and the brand new car and all of these things. You don't. What you do is you stop getting all of that. These guys, the seven kin homestead, a 7-kin homestead or something like that. They were paying $2,500 a month rent in California. Plus water, plus electric, plus their car payment. And then Billy.com, and go find him on TikTok. He'll tell you exactly, BillyLand.com, I think is what it was. Found a piece of property, owner finance. $300 down. They had yard sales and sold their shit. Got the $300, bought the land, and they told where they were renting that they were moving in 30 days. They sold everything. Bought an old camper and an old beater truck to pull it. 34 days later, they moved onto that property. After they moved onto that property, they've been there since 2012. They have spent $45,000 surviving. Since, 12 years? $45,000. And if they needed a little bit of money to get some of the stuff, they went and did little odd jobs. You don't have to have an income of $100,000 a year. That is being stuck in the cog. That is what that is. You don't have to be stuck in the cog. You can find yourself a piece of property. I know where you can find 10 acres for $20,000. Now you only have to have enough money to pay for $20,000. If you wanted to, you can move on the property, get a job, spend every bit of the money that you fucking get, put it into that fucking land, paying it off. Now you own it. And then all you have to pay is your property tax. And yes, you have to pay attention to zoning. There's ways around it. Build a corporation, have the corporation buy the land, then it's corporate land. They can't fucking touch you. Wow. There's ways around it. Or you can be sure and buy land that has no zoning. Right here in my state, there's a bunch of land that is unzoned. So you can live on it in a camper without a well, without electric. You can live in a fucking tent if you want to. You do this and you fucking spend all of your money paying it off. And while you're doing that, you're starting to prepare your property so that you can grow crops on it. Plant fucking apple trees, plant orange trees, plant fucking lemon trees. Start planting tomatoes. It takes 3 to 5 years for you to get a decent yield. You can get a yield, but it takes 3 to 5 years for you to learn the soil, learn everything that you need for your yield to be prime. And then you're going to provide for yourself. You're going to have extra, and you can take that extra, go to the farmer's market, and pay your personal property tax. I think personal property tax on 10 acres in my area is like $400 a year. Okay, so if you don't want to do that, go scrap metal. Right? You got an old beater pickup. Go do odd jobs. Get $400 a year. Like, it's not that hard, people. We make things so much harder than they need to be. And then you can do something like this. Get on TikTok. Do like this. Spend a little bit of money. I'm on the internet streaming live. But you can do this, and then you record it, and then you go in and you use free internet. Go use free internet, and then all you have is a fucking GoPro. Plug that bitch in, and you can pull everything from there, edit it on a free computer, fucking slap it together, and post that shit on the internet. And you can start making money doing this. And you're not doing anything. This is a very easy thing to do, being self-sustainable. Is it hard, as in physically demanding? Sure. You can do it. Everybody can do it. The thing is the government wants us to think that we can't fucking do it. And since once you start doing it, the government's going to start paying attention. And they're going to want to take that shit away from you. So what you're going to need is you're going to need tactical gear from warhorseordnance.com. They are an American company, veteran owned and ran. They make tactical gear. They have medical gear. They even have go bags. That's warhorseordnance.com. Guys, the government does not fucking care about you. They don't. Nobody's special. Buy American and fuck the ATF. While you're at it, join the locals, like, follow, subscribe. Go buy some of my merch. Dead pedophiles don't reoffend. We've got a hoodie just out. Transphobic. What is it? Transphobic, bigot. Go check it out. Link in bio. Get some merch. I want to keep doing this. If you guys like listening to me, get into the locals. Support me. When I start making enough money, I'm going to fucking be putting some shit in there. I've got to be able to fucking make enough money. Get in there. Support me, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Drag them in, and they'll follow you until the day you die. I tell myself I've done this before. It's hard to get a handle on you walking out the door. So just take another message to the people who know more. The talk is growing old, and so am I. And so